सबसे न्यारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा। ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी। वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे। परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ। बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर शुभ संदेश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा। भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुराः पाणिर्मधुराः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
हरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीची मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
सृष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुरु सुधारी बरनौ रघुवर विमल जसु जोदायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसतिहु लोक उजागर रामदूता तुलित बलधामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरन विराज सुवेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीनी बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस वदन तुम्हारो जस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हारो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संभारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता सवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई जो 7 बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महडेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरण, मंगल मूर्ति रूप, राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय।
सुन गैया, बोल कन्हैया, कलयुग में गीता श्लोक सिखाया जा रहा है। कहाँ हम गीता परिवार के ऑनलाइन जूम पर 20 दिनों में 2 अध्यायों का संस्कृत में शुद्ध पठन, गीता गुंजन सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा। साप्ताहिक गीता अर्थ विवेचन सत्र, 4 स्तरों पर संपूर्ण भगवद गीता का निःशुल्क प्रशिक्षण, सभी अध्यायों के निशुल्क PDF, ऑडियो व वीडियो सामग्री मिलेगी। संस्कृत व्याकरण के लिए अतिरिक्त कक्षाएं होंगी। जून 2020 से अब तक 131 देशों से 4 लाख से अधिक गीता प्रेमी साधकों को प्रवेश। तो चलो हम भी चलें। reg.learngeeta.com। आओ हम भी चले, रजिस्टर नाउ। Welcome to free online Geeta classes. It's a journey of mantras. We learn Geeta shloks in 4 levels. In first level, we learn 2 adhyay in 20 days. Then we will get a precious Geeta Gunjan certificate. We conduct extra grammar classes to learn Sanskrit easily. You will get free audio, video and PDF of adhyayas. There are amazing weekly interpretation sessions. This class is conducted 40 minutes a day, 5 days in a week, in 13 time slots and in 12 languages. What are you waiting for? Join fast. Register now on reg.learngeeta.com. Hurry up and join fast. Jai Shri Krishna. अरे ओ कान्हा, रुक तो जरा, भाग भाग के कहाँ जा रहा है? मैया, गीता परिवार के ऑनलाइन जूम क्लास में गीता सिखाया जा रहा है। मैं वही जा रहा हूँ। जरा यह तो बता, वहाँ होता क्या है? मेरे भक्त गीता का शुद्ध उच्चारण करते हैं, मुझे आनंद आता है। आज ही गीता के श्लोक सीखने के लिए रजिस्टर करें। रजिस्टर नाउ reg.learngeeta.com। गोपियों, तुम भी चलो गीता सीखने के लिए। मैं आ रहा हूँ।
जब भगवत गीता पढ़ना मैंने आरंभ किया, शुरू में तो मुझे ये लग रहा था कि एक धार्मिक किताब है, हिंदू धर्म का होने के नाते ये सारा मुझे पता होना चाहिए। लेकिन जैसे जैसे मैं अंदर चलता गया, वैसे वैसे अंदरूनी बदलाव आता गया। कोई कहता है भगवान मिलेंगे गीता पढ़ने से, मुझे मिल चुके। कहाँ है भगवान? भगवत गीता स्वयं कहती है कि मैं तो बीज प्रदाता हूं। भगवान ने बीज प्रदान हम लोगों को किया, अंश रूप से वो हमारे अंदर स्थापित हो गए, और वो अंश रूप जो है वो हमारा आत्मा। क्या हम आत्मा से अंदर से संतुष्ट है? ये संतुष्टि का अभ्यास करना पड़ता है। देह तो मंदिर है भगवान, देह भी सुंदर होना चाहिए, देह सुदृढ़ होना चाहिए, देह लचीला होना चाहिए, फुर्तीला होना चाहिए, क्योंकि मंदिर साफ नहीं रखेंगे तो भगवान अंदर बैठेंगे कैसे? और इसलिए नित्य योग तो करना ही चाहिए। और भगवत गीता योग भी सिखाती है, अष्टांग योग सिखाती है, कैसे बैठना है ये भी सिखाती है, कैसे सांस लेना ये भी सिखाती है। लेकिन यदि अंतिम कोई संदेश है भगवत गीता का तो वो ये है, तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु माम् अनुस्मरयन् मयि अर्पित मनोबुद्धिर मामे वैश्यस्य संशयम्। असंशय यदि मुझे प्राप्त होना है तो उसके लिए क्या करना होगा? मयि अर्पित मनोबुद्धिर, मन और बुद्धि अर्पण करके, तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु नित्य युक्ता उपासते। ये जो बात है कि मैं सदा सर्वदा उसके चिंतन में लगा रहूं, मन और बुद्धि से लगा रहूं, और युद्ध के समय पर तो ज्यादा लगा रहूं।
योगेशं सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा,
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा, ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुर।
Jai Shri Krishna. On behalf of Geeta Parivar, I welcome you all to the interpretation session of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, chapter 13, Kshetra Kshetragya Vibhaga Yoga. Interpretation sessions are very important segment of Learn Geeta program, and we really appreciate all of you to join us. Prayer is great start for anything. Let's do prayer. For today's beginning prayer, I would like to invite Kirti Orum Didi. Kirti Orum Didi is from Pune, and she is giving Seva as she is giving Seva in calling and migration team, and also she is tax saving. She has joined Geeta Parivar in October 22. Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. Thank you for the introduction. Let's start. Vasudevasutan Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramananda Krishna Vande Jagadguru Shri Krishna Vande Jagadguru. Jai Shri Krishna.
Krishna Kirti Didi, thank you so much for beautiful melodious prayer. And now it's time for Deepa Prajwalan. To perform this auspicious custom, I would like to invite Nilesh Bagulji. Bhaiya is from Khadak Bhusaval and he has joined Geeta Parivar July 22. He is L3 co-trainer. Jai Shri Krishna Bhaiya.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you, Bhaiya, for this beautiful Deepa Darshana. Prayer, Deepa Prajwalan, all are rituals which prepares us to grasp the knowledge which we are going to listen. Before we go further, one announcement. We have Geeta Sevi program, Ao Geeta Sevi program on 26th March, that is tomorrow, evening 6:30 p.m. Don't forget to join and book your seva. I repeat, Ao Geeta Sevi program, Ao Geeta Sevi Bane program, which is very popular program of Learn Geeta. So I would like to see you all in that program tomorrow. So now let's start our audio journey. Do you know who is with us to guide in this journey for today? She is none other than respected Shraddha Raodeo Didi. We all experienced her mesmerizing voice. Didi is from Nagpur and she is electronic engineer. And she has also management degrees. She is very senior Geeta skill. She is co-trainer in L4 level 4 batches and she is giving her valuable sevas in many other departments of Learn Geeta program. Jai Shri Krishna Didi, Swagatam. We are eager to hear from you.
Jai Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya, Haraye Paramatmane, Pranatah Kleshanashaya, गोविन्दाय नमो नमः पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवतां नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीमष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणि ॐ श्री गुरवे नमः. A very warm welcome to the session, all of you. Today we all have assembled here for the third Vivechan session of Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga. In the previous two sessions, we have seen some very important concepts, and today again we meet to understand this very tough chapter of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. So far, what we have seen, Sri Krishna has introduced two important terms, Kshetra and Kshetrajna. Kshetra, he has explained, is the body that we all dwell in. This physical body that is visible is Kshetra. And the one who is able to see this Kshetra, that is the field, it is made up of around 36 elements, a comprehensive list of all these elements which compose the body has been explained by Sri Krishna. And the one who understands this body, understands this concept, is able to see this body is the Kshetrajna, and the Kshetrajna is the Paramatma himself. Kshetrajnaim chapi mam viddhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. He has explained that amongst all these beings, all this kshetra, the Kshetrajna is Shri Krishna, the Parampita Paramatma himself. And then he has explained, now to understand this entire concept, we need to have some basic qualities, basic characteristics. So for example, when you go to study engineering, we'll give some entrance exam to show that we are qualified. We need to have some basic qualification, basic characteristics within us to understand some knowledge. Similarly, to be able to understand this ultimate knowledge, Sri Krishna has explained that the one who is going to become this jnani, what are the characteristics of this jnani? So very important shlokas we have seen there. He's listed the characteristics of jnani, amanitvam, adambitvam. These characteristics we have seen in earlier religion. And then slowly he tells us about using all these characteristics, one becomes the jnani, that is a knowledgeable person, and what knowledge he is trying to acquire, the characteristics of that knowledge also Sri Krishna has told. And what is that knowledge? It is jnaya, the one which is worth knowing. So some very important characteristics of this jnaya are explained about, and he tells various things about the jnaya, how to attain that jnaya, where is it residing, how jyotisham apita jyotis, how divya, how divine this jnaya is. He has explained in various shlokas, and he has given an elaborate list, around 20 characteristics of this jnaya. And after that, he has told this entire this Kshetrajna and the Kshetra are working together. So Kshetra is derived from the Prakriti, and the Kshetrajna is derived from, it is Purush, that is the ultimate Parampita Paramatma. And together the Purush and Prakriti are working to get what we see around us. The entire world is residing around us. He has further explained some very important things, that all the actions that are happening due to whom? Prakriti. Prakriti is responsible for all the actions. And who is the one who is bearing the consequences of all these actions? It is the Purush, that is the Kshetrajna, the Purush which is inside the Prakriti. Why? Because Purush of Prakritistho, he is so deeply embedded in this Prakriti that he has forgotten what he is, he has forgotten its own characteristics, and it is because of its close proximity with the Prakriti, it is becoming what? The Bhokta, and it Bhokta of this entire actions that the Prakriti is doing. And later, very important role of this Kshetrajna of the Parampita, Ansh of Paramatma that we have within ourselves, a very important shloka he has explained about the role of this Purush inside us. What is that role of this divine Paramatma within us? He is the Upadrashta. And as the influence, as we understand this knowledge, when we are equipped with all this knowledge, we understand that all the actions are happening under the influence of Mana, Buddhi, Ahankar, all these things, all the elements of the Kshetra. We all are happening under the influence of the different characteristics of the Kshetra. And when this is understood properly, then the role of this Purush changes from Upadrashta to Anumanta. He becomes this guiding light in our lives. And ultimately, the one who understands all this, who is able to understand the difference between the Purush and the Prakriti, how we are working under the influence of these two, one who understands this, what happens? He is seeing ya evam veti purusham prakritim cha gunai saha sarvatha vartamanopi nasabhuyo vijayate. So what happens? They are going to be liberated. In whatever state they are going to be liberated from this entire world. So much we have understood. We are now trying to do what? We are trying to master this art of separating the Purush and the Prakriti, where in our mind we have to understand this. So today we are going to see what Shri Krishna has explained. So we have so far seen that it is very important to understand that the Prakriti and Purush are two different things. Now there are some levels of understanding. Okay, one is we understand the verbal meaning. Okay, I have understood. But there is a next stage of understanding, which is realization. I understand and I realize. Anubhuti, I am understanding to an extent that I'm feeling, I'm experiencing that change, that knowledge. And that is where we have to reach. So just understanding is not going to be important, but realizing is also going to be important. So today we are going to see the different means of knowing what? The self. In the first two verses that we are going to see today, Shri Krishna has told 4 different ways of understanding ourselves. Let us have a look. Dhyanenatmani pashyanti kechidatmanamaatmana anye samkhena yogena karma yogena chapare. Among the 4 ways to understand the self, which is what? Concealed inside our body. Where is it? It is within us. Kshetrajna is within us. Kshetrajna is the Parampita Paramatma. That is what we are trying to understand. It is concealed within us. What is the first way Shri Krishna is talking about? Dhyan. First, dhyan. It is an important part of Ashtanga Yoga. Many of us have heard about Ashtanga Yoga. The 8 yam, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana. After dharana comes dhyan, and then the ultimate liberation is the samadhi. So we are here, Shri Krishna says, we have some people attain this knowledge of self by doing what? Dhyan. What is dhyan? What do you see in dhyan? In dhyan, what do we see? We see ourselves. Seeing ourselves within our own conscience. Dhyanenatmani pashyanti kechit atmana matmana. We are seeing what? Ourselves within ourselves. The concentration is a very important part of meditation. We have seen this entire process of dhyan is explained in depth in which chapter? 6th chapter of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. So in this dhyan, who is watching? I am watching. Me. Whom am I watching? Myself. And how? Using a concentration power, using our ekagrata, using our entire concentration, we are trying to understand what? The tattva, the paramatma that is lying within ourselves. The yogis who follow this discipline, who follow the path of dhyan, they are highly disciplined. With high sense of discipline, they get this entitlement to what? Do this kind of meditation. This enlightening meditation they are able to do. This is a very powerful means. Dhyan is a very powerful means to understand ourselves. But every one of us is not capable of doing it, isn't it? It is difficult for us. Why? Because everyone has different interests. Now it is our season of marriages for most of us. The person, we give the different tasks to different people. There is a chef who is going to be cooking the entire food. All of a sudden you tell him, Bhaiya, go and do the electricity work. Please do the decorations. What decoration will you do? You tell that decoration fellow, will you please cook for us? Will he be able to do? No, because their areas of expertise is different. Their skill set is different. So one path that matches a person will not work for other person, isn't it? So this is the beauty of our scriptures also. What it gives means for everyone as per their interest. So if we are a chatterbox like me, cannot sit and do dhyan, what else is there that we can do? So Shri Krishna talks about the next one. Anye Sankhya Yogena. What is the Sankhya Yoga? Sankhya Yoga is also the Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga basically is a procedure of elimination. So what they will see? They will examine. Is this what I am? Am I Prithvi? No. Am I water? No. Am I air? No. Am I this? Am I a mixture of all this? Yes. So on gradually, one by one, considering one fact and eliminating it. And that way they will introspect, they will examine, they will study. This is what Jnana Yoga. A devotee following this kind of path will start discriminating the real from the unreal. So again, the process is same, Prakriti and Purush. That is what we are doing in this chapter, trying to differentiate the real from the unreal. Isolate what? The Prakriti from the Purush and realize ourselves. We are trying to isolate ourselves from the Prakriti, from the matter, and realizing ourselves. Those who are following the Dhyan Yoga, they will reach a particular destination of self-realization. The people who are following this Jnana Yoga, they will also reach the same destination of self-realization. So where everybody is going to reach, that destination is going to be same. The realization that everybody is ultimately going to get is the same. However, depending on the interest, they will be able to take the different paths. So Sankhya Yoga we were discussing, these people by the means of philosophy, thinking, more subtle thinking, they will do what? They will gradually uncover the Prakriti which is hiding the Purush within it. And they will reach where? The Chaitanya, the Paramatma within. See, we have seen Bhagwan Buddha. We all have read about it. He was a Dhyana Yogi. We all know he had done very severe penance, very severe meditation to understand the self. That self-realization happened to him. He was a Dhyana Yogi. We have also heard about Bhagwan Shankaracharya. He is whom? Jnana Yogi. Now, after this Dhyana Yogis and Jnana Yogis, there is another interesting category Shri Krishna is telling us about. Who are they? These people, they can't keep quiet. So much study, can't do. They are very action-oriented, can't sit quietly. Neither can they sit quietly, nor they can sit and keep studying. They want to do their work. We have to go to shops, we have to go to the markets, we have to take care of our families, we have to earn money. So many things are there to do. Who will sit quietly? We can't sit quietly. We can't sit and keep studying the scriptures. Some people will understand scriptures little bit. Some it will go up from above the head. There is a limitation. So for such people, Shri Krishna says what? Karma yogena chapare. These people can understand and can attain the same realization by what? Doing a karma yoga. This is so interesting. There is something for us also, you start feeling, isn't it? So people doing their karma, managing their shops, taking care of the family. Geeta Parivar volunteers, giving seva also. They are all what focus of their lives is activity. And these people can follow that path to salvation also. Krishna says, no problem. You can go ahead and do the karma that you like to do. But while doing this karma, there is a difference between karma and karma yoga. We all should understand that. We should remember that every action is a karma. But is it karma yoga? No. The action which is done without an expectation of any result is karma yoga. We have to understand that difference between karma and karma yoga. Just doing karma and constantly talking about it. Today I gave donation. Has my photo come in the paper? I went and did this great thing. Has my photo come? Am I getting that fame or not? Oh, this organization is not giving me any fame. I don't believe in doing seva. No, karma, we should not have any expectation. While doing any job, when we don't have any expectation, we are going a step closer to karma yoga. Remember one more thing, along with leaving the expectations, that we should not have that feeling of being the doer. I am not the doer. This work has been assigned to me by God. And with the blessings of the God, I'm doing it. I'm doing the task for the God and because of God. And then in the end, I'm offering all the job, all the work done at the feet of God. Moodhamati like me, to sitting and doing vivichan, I am not capable of doing. All this is because of blessings of my Guru Param Pujya Govind Giri Maharaj Swamiji. And everything is happening with the blessings of him. Everything is happening because of blessings of Shri Krishna. And everything is being offered at the feet of Shri Krishna himself. This is the result. So all we have to have that kind of feeling for every task that we try to accomplish. Whatever food I'm cooking for Shri Krishna. I'm taking care of my family because Shri Krishna has given me the responsibility to take care of the family. So this is the difference between karma. Karma yoga we have very elaborately seen in the previous chapters. So dhyana yoga, for some people it is dhyana yoga, for some people it is jnana yoga, and for some people it is karma yoga. And next what Shri Krishna is telling is something extremely delightful. See, so far whatever you have understood or not understood in this chapter, leave it. What he's telling next, to listen to that very carefully, because that point is not worth missing. Anye tveva majananta shrutva nyebhyo pasate te pichati tarantyeva mrityam shruti parayana. You know, it feels, Swamiji says, it feels as if while telling Bhagavad Gita, all of a sudden Shri Krishna was reminded of people like us. We can't do dhyana yoga, can't follow jnana yoga, trying but not able to implement a karma yoga properly in our lives. Who are these people? Us, isn't it? So all of a sudden, God has remembered us. God is reminded of us, and He's saying, all these people who are listening to the Vivechan sessions, they are not in a position to do this. We all are not in a position to attain, cannot do dhyan, cannot attain the gyan, are facing difficulty in inculcating karma yoga in our lives. That is, veva ma janantash, means we are not aware, we are not able to implement these big forms of yogas, are completely unknown to us. And what can we do? But with Shrutva Niyebhya Upasate, just by listening to the scriptures, they are able to what? Tarantyeva, very beautiful. Just by listening to Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, Ram Katha, Hanuman Katha, by great sages like Swamiji. There are so many kathas and all. When we listen to all this also, we will attain the liberation. Listening and listening alone is what is the focus. someone as great as Param Puja Swamiji is telling the Katha of Shri Ram, Rama Katha, Hanuman Katha, Bhagavat Katha. And it is addictive listening to him, really. When we keep listening to him, we have no idea how much we have understood. But with full dedication, every time the Katha happens, we are trying to make an effort to listen. Such Shruti Parayana people. Such a beautiful word he has used. Shruti Parayana. Those who are continuously listening with full dedication. Then they will also attain what? Te pichati tarantyeva Nityam Shruti Parayana. They will also be liberated from this vicious circle of life and death. Wow! Amongst us also, I have seen so many people are there who start when the Vivechan starting from 5 o'clock till 9:30, 10. They will sit, they will listen. They want to listen to the good scriptures, listening to kathas, so many stories, listening to vachans, all important scriptures, understanding, not understanding, retaining, but still trying to understand every time. Those who are doing this sincere effort, they will also be afflicted by Sri Krishna from this vicious cycle of life and death. So one very important focus we have to do on one word, that is Chati Taran Tyeva. Here he has used the word Eva. Tarte hi hai. They will be liberated for sure. What a beautiful promise Sri Krishna has given us. So we should always remember. Do dhyan if you can do. Try to attain the dhyan if you can do. Try to inculcate the values of karma yoga in you. But at any cost, do not leave reciting Bhagavad Gita. Do not stop listening to the Ram Katha, Bhagavad Katha by great sages. Do not stop these important practices. Shruti Parayana. Always be in touch. Keep listening to the great knowledge. Further, continuing to the enlightening that he has already given us, Shri Krishna reveals to us something very important. Yavat sainjayate kinchit sattvam sthavara jangamam kshetra kshetrajna sanyoga tadviddhi bharatarshabha. Everything is in this world is sthavara jangamam. Either it is moving or it is unmoving. It is stationary. Stationary things like mountains, trees, grass, etc. Or the moving things like birds, insects, animals, human beings, everybody. Yavat sanjayate kenchit sattvam sthavara jangamam. These all are, we know, sthavara jangamam. All these are part of Prakriti. These kshetra kshetrajna sanyogas tadviddhi bharatarshabha. The kshetrajna, we know, is the knower of the field, the ultimate spirit, that is the spirit or the Purush. All the perishable objects, the moving, unmoving creatures, all these objects are kshetra. And the knower of all these objects is who? The kshetrajna. Who remains what? Same in all the creatures. The Kshetrajna in me is same as all of you. The same Kshetrajna exists in all the creatures, which are either Sthavara or Changamam. They even stationary or moving creatures everywhere. The Kshetrajna remains the same. And because of his perceived closeness to the Kshetra, what happens? The Kshetrajna has got affixed to this world. Kshetra kshetrajna sanyoga tadviddhi bharatarshabha. This entire creation has come into existence because of the unison of Kshetra and the Kshetrajna. How should one free oneself from this cycle? Shri Krishna is explaining further. Samam sarveshu bhuteshu Tishtantam parameshwaram vinashyatsva vinashyantam yah pashyati sa pashyati. Very important. Samam sarveshu bhuteshu tishtantam parameshwaram. God is residing equally in all the beings. Samam sarveshu bhuteshu. It's not like in one person the quantity is little higher, in the other it's residing in the same way, in the same fashion, samam, equally in all the beings. And one who is able to see this imperishable God in this perishable world, everything which is perishable, in that actually there is a imperishable God, a person who is able to see this. Yav pashyati sapashyati is actually the wise speaker, the wise person. Very important, one more thing, yav vinashyatsu avinasyatsvam pashyati saha pashyati. Vinashyatsu means the thing that is destructible creations of this world, because ultimately everything that we see around us is going to get destroyed one day. In all these destructible things, we are the person who is able to see that avinasyatsva, one who is avinasyatsva, the indestructible, one who is able to see the indestructible in all these destructible, is the one who is actually seeing in the true sense. Yav pashyati sah pashyati. See, we know the story of Bhakta Prahlad. He has attained that stage. Even in a pillar, he could see Shri Krishna. His father Hiranyakashipu, where is God? I don't see him everywhere. But what Prahlad said, I see him everywhere. Yav vinashyatsu vinashyatsu. Everywhere I am seeing. And Hiranyakashipu asks, is he there in this pillar? Yes, he is very much in the pillar. That was the vision that Bhakta Prahlad had. So a person with this kind of vision sees God everywhere, sees God all the time, and forever remains connected with God. And a person who has this kind of perception, what will he achieve? Samam pashyan hi sarvatra samavasthitam ishwaram nahi nasyatmanatmanan tato yati parangatim. Samam pashyan hi sarvatra, everywhere seeing the same. Samavasthitam ishwaram. We have to develop this vision of equality in perceiving what everything. This quality of this samatva, being able to see samatva, being able to realize the samatva is the very essence of yoga. Everybody who are practitioners of yoga, this is the ultimate motive. Yoga is what? We seeing the connection properly. So we see everything, samam pashyan hi sarvatra. The ultimate essence of yoga is what? Seeing equality towards everything. One who understands that the same God is residing in everything around him is going to behave what? Equally with everyone. So for this, let us understand, it rained in our city yesterday. It rained in all the cities recently, all cities, major cities, minor cities, all cities in India are receiving rain. The water that is falling in my city is same in the other city. Water falling in Bhagyanagar is same in Mumbai. It's same as falling in Delhi. Everywhere, same water. The same water is also what? The one which is nourishing us. The same water is the one which is nourishing the trees around us. It is the Jala Tattva, the water is remaining the same. We will not say, oh, this water is different, that water. No, it is the same water. Everything, it is everywhere, it remains the same. So, and equality should not be only with this. This is very easy to understand. Now what happens? This equality, we have to bring it even in our behavior. So this is mine. Because he is my brother, I will excuse everything. Because he is another person, I will not excuse. Oh, my child does, it is okay. The other person's child does, I have to immediately go and complain to the teacher. No, samatva. The other child is also my child. My own child is definitely my child. But even other child, this friends, everybody, how we have to see it the same. It should not be just for the sake of showing. That realization should be from within. The realization of equality should be from within. A person who develops this kind of perception, what he'll do, nahi nasyatmanatmanan. You see, that kind of person will not take any step towards his own deterioration. Nahi nasyatmanatmanam. We will never do anything which will harm himself, now harm physical harm or any action. See, any action that I'm doing which is not good for my spiritual path, that will also be not done by anyone who understands that the tattva, the Paramatma tattva is same amongst people we are dealing with. So this nahi nasyatmanatmanam, there are two ways to look at it. We will not get involved. First view is we will not get involved in the worldly pleasure and got stuck in this cycle of birth and death. This is also something that is going to lead us for it is deterioration, because what happens, I don't see equality, then we keep doing some karmas which might be wrong, which might not be wrong. Again, we get stuck in this vicious cycle of birth and death. So understanding behaving with a sense of equality, we'll be free of this cycle. And realization that God is present everywhere in everything. We will not harm anybody. We will always not even harm ourselves. And where will this kind of person reach? Where will he? Tatoyati parangatim. The ultimate salvation will be attained by this person. He will be united with the God forever. So a person who gets this vision of equality, he has achieved what? First, the best advantage of the human body he has taken. We all are blessed to get human bodies. And the particular lot sitting in this meeting, we are even more blessed because we are all learning Bhagavad Gita. Such selected handful of people get to learn Bhagavad Gita. So there's a person who attains this vision of equality has taken the best advantage of this human body. The blessing that he has got, he's taken the advantage, he's taken the best possible, made the best possible use of this human life. And not only this human life, even after leaving the body, he's attained what? Union with the God. The ultimate motive of this life, being united with the Paramatma, that also this person will attain. Now, to attain this sounds so nice. So, to attain all this, what should a devotee do? So, Shri Krishna tells Arjun, listen again. Prakrityaiva cha karmani kriyamanani sarvashah. Yaf pashyati tathatmana makartaram sapashyati. What again? Prakriti and Purush, we have to understand. Prakriti vacha karmani kriyamanani sarvashaha. Everything that is happening under the influence of what? Under the influence of Prakriti. And all the actions are done by whom? The Prakriti. Now, Prakriti herself is not coming and doing. It is being done under the action, so under the influence of Mano, Buddhi, Ahankar, under the influence of Rajogun, Sattvagun, Tamogun. All these things are resulting in the actions. But while these actions are happening, a person who understands that I am not the doer, the person who understands that all these things are happening and doesn't get very attached to this karma is Yah pashyati tatha atmana makartaram sapashyati, is the actual seeker. He's seeing that I am not the doer. Sounds a little difficult to understand. Let us understand it with the example of a train. We all have had a journey in the train earlier, especially as kids. What was one most fascinating thing when you travel in a train? Ped bhag rahe hain. We all have seen that the trees are running. Seeing that was the most funny thing. As children, when you're sitting in a train, if the two trains are standing side by side, and we are sitting in one train and another train starts moving, we have a feeling of what? Oh, our train has started moving, isn't it? When we are sitting in a moving train and we see the trees passing, our train is moving, and Sometimes, when waiting for the signal, two trains parallelly standing, and the other train has started moving for a minute, we said, oh, our train is moving. No, it's not my train. It is the other train that is moving. So we are stationary. We are not doing anything. Around us, other things are happening. In the sky, there are clouds. The clouds are going, coming. Some clouds are rains, creating such heavy rain. Some places there is lightning. In all that process, what is the effect on the sky? Nothing. He is just seeing, okay, the cloud came, what? No effect on the sky. You have seen in many of you might be if fond of gardening. There if you see, we grow creepers. We put a pole kind of thing, and on that, near that, the creeper will grow with the support of the pole. What will happen? The pole is not doing anything. The creeper is growing on its own. So we are not the doer. Atmanam akartaram pashyati. We are not the doers. The birds that are singing melodiously early morning, somebody else is making, creating that music from them. This realization should be very firm within us. We should always understand. Immediately some good thing happens, we'll start taking, oh, ye maine kar liya. Then immediately we run for credit. No, that realization that this is not being done by me, it is God is getting this done from me. We have seen in earlier chapter, Nimitta Matra, Bhavasavya Sache. This realization, it should be firm within us. See, we all understand. By the concept of theory, that Akash is not getting effective. By concept of theory, we understand. Even after this understanding that realization, that it should be completely embedded in your heart. That is what is most important. That realization should be firm within us. Yada bhuta prathak bhava mekastham anupashyati tataiva cha vistaram brahma sampadyate tada. Yada bhuta prathak bhava mekastham anupashyati. One who sees that these variety of things that are happening around me, this variety of things visible around us, there is just one Brahma behind all of it. In the ocean, we have seen so many waves are there. There are waves, there are so many seas, we know, 7 seas in the world, so many seas in the world. The waves on all the seas have the same sea tattva. The same element of this tattva remains the same. Recently, we all have celebrated Holi, isn't it? What do we do a day before the Rang Panchami, before celebrating it with colors? One day before Holi, we have Holika Dahan. We burn Holika. What we decide to do? We'll make a Holika, we'll burn it. We assume all the bad things are getting burnt. All our bad qualities are getting burned in that Holika. Holika Dahan, we'll see. We have all seen, most of us. Those who have not seen should always see. We have seen Holika Dahan. When that Holi is burning, there is one main part where there is fire, and around that Holika, there will be small sparks around, isn't it? The sparks. Now, those sparks which are flying here and there, are they different from the fire which is burning in between? Are the sparks different from the fire? The same tattva is there. The same fire is taking the form of a spark also. The same fire is in our kitchen cooking, helping us with the cooking also. The same fire we are seeing in the Holika also. Similarly, the tattva that is there all around us, it is the same Brahma tattva. It is the same tattva which is, there is a vistar of this tattva. Everywhere this tattva is occupying the entire world. This one tattva, Brahma tattva is there. Tata eva cha vistaram Brahma sampadyate tada. All these pictures that are created around me, they are merely a play of what the electrons, protons, neutrons giving here and there. This example is given by Sri Jnaneshwar Maharaj. So beautifully he has written about that this entire, it is a play of the Paramanu, Anu. 700 years back he has written, given this example for this particular shloka. That, and we are by science trying to know it now. Our scientists are proving all this now in this era. The same tattva is behind everything. The one who understands this is Brahma Sampadyate Tada. This understanding is taking us closer to Brahma Vidya. We all are seekers of Brahma Vidya. So this is what we are seeing. Everywhere the tattva is Brahma. We should be able to see that oneness in all beings. Treat this as the ultimate litmus test. Are you able to see this? Then you are on the right path of Brahma Tattva. Are we able to see the same oneness in our daughter and in a daughter-in-law? Are we able to see that oneness in sister and sister-in-law? When that oneness we are able to identify and bring it in our behavior, we are on the right path. That oneness in all the creatures. Science, as I told you now, it is believing, and it is also proving that there is this one energy behind all the forms. Our Geeta is also saying there is one Brahma Tattva behind all these forms. What is the difference between our Geeta and the current science? They are still exploring the same. And what Brahma Tattva we just heard about, how is this Brahma Tattva? Shri Krishna tells in the next slok. Anaditva nirgunatmat paramatmayam avyayaha sharirasthopi kaunteya nakaroti na lipyate anaditvat nirgunatvat Paramatmayam avyayaha. How is this tattva? Anaditvat nirgunatvat paramatma ayam avyayaha. This tattva is imperishable. It is anadi. We have seen this. And where it is sharirastha. Stha. The word stha means stationary. It is in that. We have seen prakritistha. Purusha is what? Prakritistha. Is stationed in the Prakriti. And this Brahma Tattva is how? Sharirastha. Brahma Tattva is stationed in what? Our sharir, in our body. The Brahma Tattva, we have seen this Neya, we have seen earlier also, it is Anadi. There is no beginning to this. Anadi. And it is devoid of all qualities that are actually the features of what? Prakriti. We have seen this in 14th chapter elaborately. The Prakriti, all the qualities of Prakriti, this Anadi Tattva, this Brahma Tattva, it is free from the influence of all these qualities. So it is Nirgunatvat. Anadi and Nirgunatvat. It is free from the influence of what? These qualities. And it is what? Avyaya. This Paramatma Tattva is Avyaya, means it is imperishable. And while reciting in this body, it says, Sharirasthopi kaunteya. What it is doing, we know it is dwelling in our body. Sharirasthopi kaunteya na karoti na lipyate. It is not getting affected by it. It is not getting affected, and it is not even the doer of anything. It is not sitting and doing anything. Na karoti na lipyate. Lipyate means not getting influenced, not getting tainted by it. By what? By the characteristics of the kshetra, by characteristics of our sharir. Now, when we make golden ornaments, some amount of impurity is added. But the actual form of gold that is there, if you separate the impurity from the gold is going to remain gold only. It is going to remain as pure. Only if it is added with some impurity, and then you want to make a new ornament out of it, and you extract the gold out of it, the golden tattva is the same. A very beautiful illustration to understand that Anaditva Nirgunatva Paramatmayam Avyaya Sharirasthopi kaunteya na karoti na lipyate. This entire concept, very beautiful illustration Shri Krishna himself has given in the next shloka. Yatha sarvagatam saukshmyadakashanopalipyate सर्वत्रावस्थितो देहे तथात्मानोपलिप्यते. In the sky, there are clouds. Sometimes it's raining, lightning. What is sky basically? It is the space. So in terms, when we are trying to understand these examples, we have to see sky in terms of the space around us. The space, what is the specialty of the space? So many things are happening in this space. Sometimes it is raining, sometimes it is lightning, some plants are growing, people are doing actions, everything is happening in the space. But is the space getting affected with all these actions? No, it is not getting affected by all these actions. So recently, we again going back to the recently celebrated Holi. The colors were spread all across the space. But after you spread all those colors, multicolor, did it affect the space? No, the space remained as it is. On New Year, people will put so many fireworks in the sky. When those fireworks are in the sky, is the sky getting affected by all that? No. In all these things, the space, the sky remains unfazed, unchanged, completely unaltered. Yatha sarvagatam saukshmadakashannoparipyate. With all these activities that is happening, because of the subtlety, it is just not getting affected. It is not getting tainted at all. Whatever is done, it is done. It makes no difference to the sky or to the space. Similarly, the consciousness which dwells in our body, the soul, is not affected by the attributes of the body. For all these things that are being done by buddhi, mana, ego, these are not going to alter my atma. That this concept is known as atma jnana. There are very beautiful example Swamiji gives. For example, if you go to a guest house and there is a mirror, Swamiji says, in that mirror, in the guest house, so many people are coming. Some saints will be coming. They have also seen their face in the mirror. Sometimes some actors, actresses will be coming. Maybe some prisoners are coming. Maybe some normal people, some big businessmen are coming. Somebody very poor has come and stayed in that room. So many variety of people have come and stayed in that guest room, and that mirror has seen the face of all. But how many images has the mirror actually captured? None. How many images did the mirror store in itself? None. So Atma is no palipyate, is not getting influences. It will not, we should not store these images on our Atma. No matter what comes and goes in our life, we remain what? Chidananda Rupam Shivoham Shivoham. Further, Shri Krishna says, Yatha Prakashayatye Kritsnam lokamimam ravihi kshetram kshetri tatha kritsnam prakashayati bharata. Very beautiful. Yatha prakashayati kritsnam lokamimam ravihi. Just like how one sun is illuminating the entire universe. What is happening? The sun is rising. And what happens with the sun? We also rise. Birds, animals, everybody rise. Everybody do their activities and everything. What is happening? The sun is not getting affected by all this, right? Early morning, we'll put alarm and start our activities. But nothing is, what difference does it make to the sun? Whether you say, oh, this, wait, sun is not going to wait. He doesn't feel, oh, because of me, this entire Srishti is working. He'll not even have that realization. He is just rising and doing his work. He's just rising for us. He's just stationary. It is just rising for us. All the drama is happening around us. It is the one which is illuminating this entire world. The entire Srishti, the entire nature is working with the Prakash, with the light of whom? The sun. Similarly, the field, the Kshetra, it is lightened, enlightened by whom? By the Kshetrajna, the Jyoti, that is enlightening the Kshetra, our body, is the Parampita Paramatma. It is lighting the world, but is remaining what? Unfazed, just like the sun. Sun is lighting the world, but remains unfazed with what is happening in the world. Similarly, the Atma is illuminating us. It is bringing life in us, but it is unfazed from the activities that we are doing. Sunlight is the sustaining force of this world. The activities of the Kshetra, similarly, the activities of the Kshetra are sustaining on what? The energy of the Paramatma. We have to have that realization, that ultimate energy, the ultimate light is within us. Kshetra kshetrajnayoreva mantarai jnana chakshusha bhuta prakriti mokshaincha ye viduryanti te param. Kshetra kshetrajnayoreva mantarai jnana chakshusha. What is the main purpose? This entire thing that we are trying to understand in this chapter, we are trying to understand the difference between the Kshetra and the Kshetrajna. How? With the help of Jnana Chakshusha. What Shri Krishna says here, one who understands the difference between what? The Kshetra and the Kshetrajna. One who understands that this entire show is put up by whom? Prakriti, along with its Pancha Mahabhut, along with its other attributes, and the Supreme and understands that these two things and wants what? Liberation from this. That person is going to attain what? The supreme state, or be united with the God. To attain that supreme state, what we have to do, we don't have to just run away from our families. We don't have to leave anything. We don't have to do great things. We don't need any stuti, nothing about ourselves of this greatness. Nothing is required. What we need to do, only one thing we have to understand. What is it? The difference between the Atma, that is the energy, the consciousness, the spirit within us, and the Anatma, which is not a part of this cosmic divine energy. What is the Chaitanya? Chaitanya is that spark, the Jyoti, ansh of the Paramatma, ansh of the God which is within us, staying as a Kshetrajna, that Chaitanya. We have to understand the difference between the Chaitanya and the Jara, that is the matter. We have to understand this difference. Kshetra kshetrajnayoreva mantarai jnana chakshusha. This difference we have to understand. And how we will understand this difference? With the help of jnana chakshu. If we all know the biological molecules and all are there, how is this a knowledge of which molecule? How is the structure of that molecule? How is the structure of bacteria? How did that knowledge come to the scientists? By getting a special vision. Which is that vision? This vision through the microscope. Similarly, to attain this vision of distinction between the Prakriti and the Purush, the distinction between the matter and the conscience, we need a special chakshu. Chakshu means eyes, special capacity of a vision, special capacity. What is that? Jnana chakshusha, the vision of knowledge. With our knowledge, we can have that view of being able to distinguish between whom? Kshetra and the Kshetrajna. These two have mixed up Prakriti, Purush, Jada, Chaitanya, the matter and the conscience, the Atma and the Anatma, all the same two elements, but they are mixed up. In the previous vivachan, I told you about an example about a bowl of rice, uncooked rice and uncooked dal. Swamiji has told this example that it is a bowl of uncooked rice and dal mixed up together. You have to separate the particles of the dal from the rice. It is such a tough task. That vision of being able to separate these two will be coming with the help of the knowledge. These two have mixed up so much that the world, this entire chaos that we see around us, there is a chaos outside us, the chaos within us, that we have to do by separating these two, Prakriti and Purush. How we have to do, what we have to do, we have to uncover the difference between the two. Understand that the Atma is different from the Anatma. What is Anatma? Anatma is matter. Just understanding the difference between two is enough. The two are mixed up very thoroughly. So we have to differentiate between these two. We have to separate these two. And to be able to separate these two, we need a special skill set, isn't it? To understand that microscope, we should understand whatever we are seeing from the microscope. We should also have the buddhi to understand that skills are required to put everything under the microscope and understand, isn't it? That skill set we have to have. And by the means of this chapter, Kshetrajna Vibhagayo, Shri Krishna himself has provided this skill set to us by the means of this yoga. And by the blessings of Shri Krishna, by blessings of Sant Jnaneshwar Maharaj, by blessings of Param Pujya Swamiji, we may be all aptly get the skill set. This acquire these skills is what we all should be praying for. May we all get this skill set that have been explained in this entire chapter. With this prarthana, I offer this entire Vivechan at the lotus feet of Shri Krishna and Param Pujya Swami Govinda Devgiri Maharaj. Also, our senior Vivechaks, because of whom we all have been on this path of the learning. This is a tough chapter to understand. This, when a river is flowing, there are rocks, sharp rocks, very difficult to break. But what happens with a continuous flow? Water is so gentle, so soft. But due to continuous flow of that water, what has happened? The rocks are also becoming soft. They are also becoming, changing their shape. Similarly, by continuous abhyas, by continuous practice, we someday, with the blessings of Shri Krishna, blessings of Param Pujya Swamiji, we hope one day we will also attain that appropriate knowledge, appropriate skills to understand this chapter. So continuously we should try to keep studying and analyzing. On that note, I offer this entire Vivechan at the lotus feet of Swami Govinda Devgiri Ji Maharaj, because of whose blessings I've been able to do a little bit of Vivechan on this. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Tat Sat. Jai Shri Krishna, everybody.
Shraddha Didi, I'm speechless. If I say thank you, it's too less for this incredible knowledge points. Really, I have no words what to say. My takeaway is samatvam. आपने जो आज बात कही, you told that. It's a really
Perfect takeaway.
Bhagavad Gita interpretations are incomplete without Sanskrit words. We must add them. English don't have such words, as I feel.
It has very incomplete vocabulary.
Yes, we have to express. Anyways,
It's okay, we are able to reach so many people with that language, but yeah.
Yeah. So before we go for question answer session, announcement again, we have Ao Geeta Sevi Bane program on 26th of March evening 8:30 p.m. and that's tomorrow. Please do join. It's a really very important and informative session of Learn Geeta program. So we will begin with question of Maharaj.
I also just forgot to say the formality, Pushpika. I'll just say it as the chapter has ended today. Om Tat Sadite Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुन संवादे क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञविभागयोगो नाम त्रयोदशोऽध्यायः. It was 9 o'clock, so I reached the time. So
That's right. We will start with Maharaj Krishnan Dhar Bhaiya. Please, Bhaiya.
Didi, Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai Shri
As
Krishna.
usual, your interpretation of this Ajay has been very interesting, directly going from the head to the heart, and very inspiring, very inspiring. In Shalok number 33, the Bhagavan says that as the sun enshines everything of this Brahman, so this Atma also gives energy to all living and non-living beings on this earth. I want to know, as we generally say and we generally hear also, when anybody leaves this body, we say, let his soul rest in peace. So why is it wrong to say his soul? Why do we say his soul? Is it the only energy, only soul that is existing in all of us, or we have all individual souls? I have got a confusion in this point.
See, this let the soul rest in peace is a Western way of addressing it. In our culture, what do we say? We say Atma ko sadgati prapt ho. Our literature, our scriptures have always maintained this thing that Atma has just left this body and it is going to travel ahead. So in Hindi, if you see, it is always Atma ko sadgati prapt ho. That resting in peace is not existing in.
Didi, does that mean that every individual has his own Atma, or this is the universal truth that Atma is one, living in all beings?
Yes, it is there in all beings. See, there is a Paramatma. Ansh of Paramatma is in each one of us. And after the Atma in me leaves this body, which is known by the name Shraddha Raodeo, whenever it leaves, when this will leave, it is going to get some other body, maybe something, some other form, in some other lok, may not be this Mrityu lok, maybe some other lok, we never know. So that is why according to our scriptures, what we say, Atma ko sadgati prapt ho. We never say
that means
Atma rest.
Didi, that means that we have this Amsha of Atma, or
yes.
is Atma
Yes,
something else, or Amsha
yes.
of Atma?
Yes, we all
but
have.
we know that. But in other shlokas also he says that it is undivisible, indestructible. It is Atma is that thing which cannot be divided.
Very nice question. You see, you take a bucket of water. Okay.
Yes.
Now, if from that bucket of water, you take out 1 spoon of water. Now, will you say that you have divided the water? It is the same water, no? It's the same thing. Okay, it's the same thing. The whole tattva, you have to understand that the root is same. Tattva is same.
Right. Tattva is same. Right. Thank you, Didi. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Jai Shri Krishna. If there are further questions.
Okay, that's good. So Rajesh Bhaiya has raised hand. Rajesh Bhaiya. Jai Shri Krishna.
प्रणाम राजेश भाई.
दीदी आज मैंने लिख के रखा है क्वेश्चन.
अच्छा, because last time he told you forgets it. In relation to the previous question that Dharji asked, one more thing. When the body leaves, the Atma leaves the body, we also say in our scriptures, we say Atma ko sadgati prapt hui and dehant hua hai. We don't say that the person is dead. The deha ka ant hua hai. So clear our language and our scriptures are about this concept. Isn't it? Yeah, Rajesh ji, sorry. Bol. Jai Shri Krishna.
जय श्री कृष्ण. वैसे तो मेरे को सवाल आपके मतलब विवेचन से ही अपने सवालों के जवाब मिलते रहते हैं, बट एक सवाल और अभी जो मैंने लिख के रखा है उससे ये, जैसे कि सत्व, रजस्व और तमस, जिस इंसान में तमस गुण होता है, क्या उसको कुछ ये प्राप्ति नहीं होगी, ज्ञान चक्षु या लाइक दैट?
Very important, very nice question. First thing, because it is English Vivechan, what is his question? His question is, a person who has tamogun, will he not get the knowledge? Will he not get that vision of being a knowledgeable person? So one thing we have to understand, that there is nobody who doesn't have, or who has only tamogun. All of us will, the Prakriti is a mixture of all three guns. What changes? The proportion. इनकी मात्रा कम ज्यादा होती है. रजोगुण, सत्वगुण, तमोगुण, इनकी मात्रा कम ज्यादा होती है. मतलब the proportion in which they are present is changing in everybody. But there, it is not like when tamogun is there, the rajogun and sattvagun are absolutely absent. That never happens. Now, in the 14th chapter, we have seen rajas sattvam tamas chaiva, tamas sattvam rajas tata. They keep pulling each other. Okay, वो एक दूसरे को खींचते हैं. They are pulling each other. Sometimes our tamogun is high, and then we have to, a person whose tamogun is high, what he will be doing? He will be inclined to be lazy, inclined to not do certain things, or might be doing destructive things. What they have to do? They have to move towards Rajogun. Then they can move towards Sattvagun. There, all three gunas are there. Now, balance where you have to maintain, we have to, if the tamogun has become high, we have to understand that little bit we should increase the rajogun and sattvagun to balance it out. Everybody can achieve it. All three gun. There is nobody who is completely always sattvic, completely always rajoguni, and completely always tamoguni. That is never going to happen. It is always a balance. And usme se one of them is prominent. ऐसा भी नहीं है. During the day only, if you see, morning when we get up, sattvagun is active. Afternoon, our rajogun is more active. By the time night comes, our tamogun is active. Within the span of a day also, the gunas are changing. The balance is continuously changing. So everybody can achieve the jnana chakshu. I hope that answers your question, Rajesh.
Thank you.
Uma Maheshwar Raoji.
Jai Shri Krishna. Pranam. You need to unmute.
Jai Shri Krishna, madam.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Madam, excellent examples you are giving. I mean, I am getting good clarity.
It's all from Swamiji. It is all from Varnekar Kakaji, Kakiji, and Ashu Bhaiya, Sanjay Bhaiya. I have learned from them.
Great, madam. Because of them, I am also having, when we are all having this platform. Madam, this I want to have more clarity. This is why, that's why I'm asking this question. The shariram, that kshetram, what we are referring to, is told as the sthula sharira and sukshma sharira.
Correct.
So then the kshetragna is Atma, our self, Chaitanya. Now, I am not having clarity with regard to that Sukshma Sharira. Sukshma Sharira contains, our man, buddhi, everything. So then what am I? I mean, what am I is only Chaitana. So that realization I am not really, not understanding with much clarity. Any example? I think you are giving beautiful examples. So that's why I'm asking.
See, this is the whole three vivachans put together is your question actually. So, see, one very important thing that we discussed today about how we understand that leaving that sukshma sharir, leaving the mana buddhi ahankar. See, it is like a avaran on us. It is like a blanket on us. So everything is covering our chetana. We have to remove that. Now, there are 4 ways Shri Krishna has, everything is answered in the chapter itself. Nothing special that I know. They have told 4 ways: Dhyana Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, all these very high concepts. What is the best for us, I told you. 4th thing, whether you understand the whole Vivachan or not, keep listening. This Shruti Parayana. Let's be Shruti Parayana. Why? One very important thing also Swamiji says, because from listening everything starts. Bhakti will start from Shruti. Jnana, getting jnana will also start from Shruti. Everything is beginning from listening. So when you are connected to these scriptures, when you are connected to people who know, who have realized this self, like our Swamiji, who have realized there's this self. We recently had a very beautiful program in Delhi. So many highly great sages were there, listening to such sages, listening to Ram Katha, all these things. That will be just the beginning of this realization process. It is tough. Honestly, I am not even capable of answering your question, I feel, because even I am new to this journey. But at the same time, we know that for everybody, there is a path. What everybody, that is the beauty. We can, even while doing whatever your profession is, even while doing that, if you just leave your picture, like now, so for a small thing, if you are on YouTube, how many people have seen me? All these questions should not come to the mind. Then gradually we will separate ourselves from this mana, buddhi, ahankar. This is a part of that. So all these gradually we leave. It is a continuous process also. It is not like now I did and then it is done forever. No, it has to become a habit. So we all have a long way to go, but that starting is going to be from being Shruti Parayana.
Shruti Parayana. This Dhyana Yoga, that meditation also will help, you told me. You told
Definitely it will help if you can do nothing like it. For that, we should study the 6th chapter.
See,
of the right people.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much. Jai Shri Krishna.
Madhav Dada.
They need to be unmuted.
Unmute yourself, please. Yeah.
Attaining that Triguna Rahit stage is an ideal thing for us, but is it possible for us to attain that Triguna Rahit stage?
See, there is no stage like Triguna Rahit stage. Rahit, the gunas are always going to be there because we are a part of Prakriti. As a Kshetranya, we are a body. Deha hai. Deha is a part of Prakriti. Prakriti का nature ही वो है. Now water's nature is flowing. It will not stop flowing no matter what you did. You can hold it for some time, putting it in a container, but in that container, wherever it will find space, it will flow. Like that, Prakriti का स्वभाव ही है. It is Trigunatmaka. It will always have the three gun. What you can become is Gunatit. This is explained in the 14th chapter.
Gunatit.
What you can become is Gunatit. Not being affected by these three gunas and focusing on what we have to do. So we should try to attain that stage. We cannot be Guna Rahit. We cannot afford to be Guna Rahit. Otherwise, we will not be sitting in this Vivechan room and listening to anything because kuch kaam hi nahi kar payenge without the gunas. So, and how beyond these gunas, how you will become, that in itself is a big philosophy which is discussed in the 14th chapter of this Adhyay. From the 21st shloka, Arjuna has asked, Kairlinga Istrin Guna Anetan, and then after that, the entire description that follows, we can go through it and see how.
But our efforts are to maximize the percentage of Sattva Gun. No, that is our aim.
See, again, we can't say maximize Sattva Gun. Depending on what is it that you are expected to do, that you should see. Nobody is expecting Tamo Gun to be very high. But Sattva Gun with support of Rajogun. If somebody is just Sattva Guni, but there is no action, it will not help. Only action without Sattva Gun, but only Tamogun, that is also not going to help. So we have to understand the purpose. Accordingly, balance out the three gunas.
But what I have learned now in Upanishads, it is 100% Sattva Gun. That's what it is. I have read it somewhere.
I don't know about that.
Because Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā came out of Upanishads.
Which are
100% Sattva Gun.
Then there is some mismatch in our interpretation. Matlab, we have to again revisit, because I have not studied Upanishads, so I am not the correct person to comment on it. But
it is evolved out of Upanishads actually.
Okay.
Because they come at the end of Vedas, no? End of Vedanta.
Yeah, but that Sattva Gun should be the only gun. I have not read anywhere, but there has to be a balance, and what we should strive for is to be a Gunadeep. That is my limited knowledge that I have.
Okay, no problem. No, I just want to clear my ideas. I also lot of doubts about this, so I
We
thought
should
that I
always
will
ask, and
get
we
some.
should always try that. And
Because it always remains in back of my mind. So whenever I get chance, I ask to save the speaker. So that's a good thing
Srirangam
to.
Bhaiya, shall we move to the
yes,
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you. Jai Shri Krishna.
Shri Srirangam Bhaiya, please.
Yes, madam. Thank you, Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Madam, I want to ask a simple question. What in this chapter is taught? Prakriti, Purusha, and Parama Purusha. These three exist in our same body, and we have to realize through meditation or 4 ways which you have explained, and attain that supreme state. I think this is the essence of this 13th lesson.
Yes, but I didn't Prakriti and Purush. We are the part of the Purush. That there is no third state.
That is why it has been explained in Bhagavad-Gītā. Prakriti and Purusha means the soul or consciousness, Atma.
Yes.
And inside the Atma, Parama Purusha, the Paramatma will be existing.
It is a part of Paramatma. The Atma is a part of the Paramatma. So it is the same thing. It is not considered too different. And what happens, this Kshetranya, the Atma that is within us, because it has come in contact with the Deha, it has got the sanskar of unwanted characteristics.
Yeah, that is what I say.
Separate, correct.
Yeah, madam. In this this body contains 24 tattvas. How fire, air, water, fire, and all these pancha mahabhutas. And then pancha karmendriya, pancha gnanendriya, pancha pranas, and pancha tanmatras.
Total
all these including 24.
Not 24.
36 also is there. Because mano, buddhi, ahankara, chittam. These are also there. Then if you come to the stage of soul, the soul which is Paramatma we cannot achieve. This Paramatma can be attained in 3 stages. That is Brahma Bhuta Sthiti, and Paramatma Sthiti, and Paratattva Sthiti. These 3 things should be attained in this philosophical way. Even this Paramatma should be attained in 3 stages. That has been explained in our Bhagavad-Gītā itself. That is first Brahmi Bhuta Sthiti. If you take the example of sun, the sun's aura, that is the round circular prakasha, that is aura, that is Brahmi Bhuta Sthiti. And if you go and achieve near to the sun bimba, that is circular shape, that is Paramatma Sthiti. And inside what is there existing, which is the main cause of the sun shining, is the Paramatma, that is Paratattva.
Sriranga Bhaiya, you are explaining very nicely. Very nice to listen from you. Thank you so much. So, shall we move? Umesh ji.
Jai Shri Krishna, Pranam Umesh Bhai.
Jai Shri Krishna. Can we have more discourses on chapter 13, 17, 2, 4? Because these having concept of Gita or the life. And for those slow learners like me, they want more time. If you have only 3 discourse on the chapter 13, sometimes it's overlapping. So it's a matter of policy decision. It's not in your hand, but if you can convey that on such concept, we may have more.
I think your point will reach the right people by the means of this session. But yeah, there is always a limitation.
Because many concepts are overlapping. Many concepts are overlapping, and you have to shuffle to 4.
See, one very good idea I have for this. You can go to vivechan.learngeeta.com and you can listen to all other interpretations. That way, you will end up covering all other different views and spend time on individual chapters also. More and more time can be spent.
Even we can hear this one. Actually, I do like that. I listen it again and again.
Yeah,
that's correct. We can listen again and again. I think that for 13 chapter you are having 3 discourse. Why not 5? Why not 6? My question is this. My submission is not the question, but my submission. We will learn it again and again. You will hear again and again, no doubt.
Yeah. What is one more important thing is this is designed in the way that the vivechans are designed in the way the shlokas are going in the classes. Okay, so this is in tandem with the classes. You are already aware of that.
Okay,
Apart from this, vivechan is like an introduction. Treat it like a nursery or first standard step here. After that, see, because everything one speaker cannot tell. Even 4 or 5 speakers together also, we will not be able to cover everything. After you have a basic level of understanding, go to the next step. By what? Trying to read more of good books. Geeta is the most discussed, most widely written subject. So there is so much that you can explore. Don't just restrict yourselves to our vivechans, I would say, because there is a limit to my knowledge. There is a limit to everybody's knowledge. What is limitless? Sadhak Sanjeevani, Jnaneshwari. You can go try with this basic knowledge that we can get over here. Basic idea. I will not even call knowledge. What I'm telling is, I think, just a basic idea of the chapter that I have given. With that background, if you try to read from books, you will not have that limit of any knowledge. So after this, I think after you are already a level 4 student, I assume after that, there is so much more that you can explore. So the exploration should not be limited to speakers, but it should be going to various texts, various reliable texts. So we have many good books from Geeta Press, a lot of literature around Bhagavad Gita from Ram Sukdas Ji Maharaj, from Jnaneshwari, you should try to explore. So, of course, Sadhak Sanjeevani. At the first go, directly if somebody sits with Sadhak Sanjeevani, it's going to be very tough. But after this basic idea, if 1 or 2 shlokas you try to read, you will get Sadhak Sanjeevani. So then the rest of the exploration is to you. I know, like how parents will give basic, they will take care. After that, you are on your own. That is like that.
Well, they got it. It's just a bully off, and then we have to play the game by others.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Very beautiful questions, and very nicely you all have taken out time to be here. So I'm very thankful to you all for the patient listening and being so dedicated towards others.
Didi, we are so fortunate that you are with us. You really answered very easily and in a very appropriate way, and that is the uniqueness of you. So before we end this session, Didi, we have a Hanuman Chalisa.
Yes.
Yes. And then we will have Samapan Prarthana and
yes.
Suresh Bhaiya is there. Suresh Bhaiya is there. Swati Didi is there. Can we have? Shall we have?
Yes, they have played the Hanuman Chalisa. We'll all enjoy.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी बरनऊ रघुवर विमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूता तुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरन विराज सुवेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया, सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा, भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे, लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए, रघुपति कीनी बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई, सहस वदन तुमरो जस गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे, सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा, जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते, तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा, राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा, तुम्हारो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना, जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु, लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू, प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माही, जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही, दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते, राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे, सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना, आपन तेज संभारो आपे, तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे, भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे, नासै रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा, संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे, सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा, और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे, चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है, प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा, साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे, अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता, सवर दीन जानकी माता, राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा, तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे, अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई, और देवता चित्तन धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई, संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा, जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई, जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंदी महा सुख होई, जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा, तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा, पवन तनय संकट हरण, मंगल मूर्ति रूप, राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुर भूप, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय।
जय श्री राम।
Jai Shri Ram. So, thank you all of you for joining us for this beautiful interpretation session. And I would like to thank Suresh Bhaiya, Swati Didi, and all technical team. They have made this session broadcasting so very smooth, and so we can enjoy it. Let's do Samapan Prarthana. योगेशं सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। जय श्री कृष्ण। let's conclude this session. Thank you all. See you all next week, same day, with another chapter's interpretation. And do join tomorrow our Geeta Sevi Bane program. Vande Matram. Bharat Mata ki.
Bharat Mata ki jai. बहुत सुंदर.